Hey, are you thinking of buying a home in this crazy market? Let me explain to you why it's beyond important to have a buyer's agent. Coming up next. So here's the scoop. The real estate market has shifted, and it's all because of this National Association of Realtors lawsuit. And it's going to affect the way you purchase your next home. Let me explain. To give you a quick rundown, traditionally, the way that commission splits were structured is listing agent splits their commission, if it was 5%, 2.5% to a buyer's agent. Now it's a little bit different. The way it's structured is, let's just say I'm your buyer, you're my agent, and you take me to see a house. And instead of your commission getting paid by the listing agent, I would have to pay you, or we get it paid by the seller, but you would have to do the negotiating directly to the seller instead of the listing agent. Sounds confusing. It's because it is confusing. This is where having a dedicated buyer's agent is very important. Now, there's many things. I'm going to talk about 4 different things why it's important. The first one is guidance. Now, I don't know if you've ever purchased a home before, but if you're a first-time home buyer, the process is complicated. You need a buyer's agent or an agent in general that can walk and handhold you throughout the entire process. You're going to have documents that you're going to have to look over, disclosures. Do you know what the natural hazard disclosure is? You need somebody that has the expertise to walk you through those things and to show you how not to get stuck. So one of the reasons why having a buyer's agent is the expert guidance that they can give you. Now, if you're working with somebody like myself, I've helped over a dozen people purchase their home for the first time. Now, why is that important? Why is having somebody who has that expert guidance important? Because you're going to go into a transaction looking at hundreds of documents, all relating and pertaining to the house. Now, the house and the seller might have contingencies that you're going to have to go through. Do you know how to get out of your contingencies if you need to? Like, let's just say something happened to you in your personal life, and now you're going to have to back out of the deal, and now you're not sure how you're going to get your earnest money out. Trust me, I've been there. I've had clients where we've written off all of our contingencies and I still got their earnest money out. Want to ask me how I did it? That's going to be the next video. Negotiation. So as a buyer, you're not really a debt unless you're a business owner or somebody who's in sales. You don't really know how to negotiate. And on behalf of yourself, I'm going to do that negotiation for you. Now, whether or not if you've been in sales, real estate is a completely different animal. You're going to have to know what to ask, what to say, and all the different things, and make sure that you're not getting a lemon of a house. So as a buyer's agent, I help you make the biggest real estate decision of your life. The first house, your first house, the house that you're going to have your kids grow up in, and you're going to have that dog, that pit bull or the German shepherd, the one that everybody hates around you, right? But here's the thing. I'm also going to protect you and advocate for you, right? Having a buyer's agent is somebody that puts their needs behind yours. Your needs are always going to be in front of mine, and that's called my fiduciary duty. Now, let's say you're working with the listing agent. A lot of people think that they're going to get a better deal with the listing agent. Now, on the surface, you're thinking, oh yeah, well, the listing agent, he can lower his commission and he can give me a rebate, or he might be able to knock the price down and talk with the seller. That all sounds fine and dandy, but what are the risks that you're exposing yourself to? Well, they don't have a fiduciary duty to you as much as a buyer's agent would at this point. They're going to give you recommendations that might not be suitable for you as a buyer, right? They have to walk this very fine line. Trust me, I've done it. It's been hard to walk that fine line and do it the way that a buyer's agent should do it. And lastly, a streamlined process. I'm going to show you from start to finish how you can buy a house within 30 to 60 days. That's from seeing houses. That's from doing the inspections to reviewing those disclosures, and then finally getting your keys and moving into your next home. Buying a house can seem daunting, but only if you're by yourself. If you're doing this alone, it's scary. I understand it. But when you're working with somebody who's experienced, it shouldn't be.